More music.
Hello, welcome to Mole Music. I am Mole Jessica / Mole Justice Cow. This is Mole Ben Levin. And all the way across the pond, ocean, we have...
Mole Hugo.
Mole Hugo.
Hell yeah.
And we're a bunch of independent artists digging into the ground in the underground, trying to see the light of day and talking about what we learn.
Yep, it's dark down here, making music, watching climate change.
Hopefully one day we'll dig out and find that light we're so desperately looking for.
What if when we get to the surface, all we find is a bunch of those plastic things that hold soda cans in places, numbers of 6, quantity of 6 with the rings, and the birds' heads get stuck in them. I've been paying attention to climate change lately, and it's hard to look at. It's like staring into the sun. It's really hard to really pay attention to, and I think that's a big problem. And that's why we're here to talk about.
We decided to talk about coming back from relaxing, coming back from vacation, coming back from being busy. How do you balance it all? The music, the fun times with friends and family, eating,
the climate change,
sleeping, climate change, reading, input, output. How do you gauge it all?
How do you go? Here's what I need help with. How do you go take a day off and then relax and then go back to work the next day and not feel like crap? I feel bad usually. I'm bad at taking a day off. Are you guys good at taking days off? No.
Especially getting back into it. It's hard to find the groove then and being like, okay, how do I do this thing again? What is this strange guitar? How does it work?
The volume knob's here, but the tone knob's there.
Makes no sense.
I think I'm pretty good at relaxing, but maybe too much, and it's hard to get back to work.
Well, actually, are you good at relaxing in a way that restores you and gets you is it because there's are you good at that? Are you good at relaxing in a way that really makes you feel refreshed?
I think if I literally am today I just gonna refresh, yes. I think if I have to do anything at all, no, because I go, I don't want to do that thing, and then I get on Instagram, YouTube, and I get stuck, and then I just watch the bullshit for so long, and I go, I'm hungry. Oh, the day's over, and I hate it. And then I'm at 1 a.m. okay, I gotta do the thing because it's the only thing I had to do today, and if I don't do it, then I will feel even worse. So
how often do you actually how often are you actually able to take that conscious day off though, versus how often do you just whoopsies, I didn't do my work, I guess it's YouTube time?
This is a great question. I think it's been a really long time since an actual day off that I've given myself, because I've just had so many things to do.
List
and I've been so overwhelmed. List them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Justice Cow added 2 members, and we had our first show last weekend, so we were rehearsing for that show. Thank you. It went great.
You got Kit Orion on bass and vocals.
Nice.
Yep. And we got Matt Freak on drums. And it's very fun and it's very fulfilling. And then I'm also in Kate's band. So add that to the list. That's another set of music I need to know. Oh, the next day, guess what? I'm playing with the band Nova One. That's a whole nother side of music. I need to play really well at a big show. And
that's just on your days off.
And that's on my days off.
You've got a job.
I do. And okay, I did a music video this weekend. We went to the studio recently for 2 days. I've been so many other things too.
Your job is hard.
My job is hard.
You had to pick a new, the whole staff, which Jessica is considered staff, has to, and it's a good thing.
Well, it's optional.
Optionally gets to be involved in the hiring and who gets hired for important positions. And Jessica optionally decided to do this very time-consuming process that is very important because she cares about her job.
3 1.5-hour interviews and a 1.5-hour debrief, where we all like put in our favorites.
Yeah.
And that's before your job.
And that's even before my job.
What else do you got going on?
At my job, we also had senior send-off, which it was very cute and sweet and entailed like everyone writing just a little bit about all the seniors who are graduating. But guess what? That took like 4 hours to write like 7 paragraphs, you know?
Mamma mia.
Yeah. And then next day, guess what? It's the end of the year show. Guess what that means? A ton of getting things ready, a ton of moving the instruments all over the place. It was
spank me, shank me, bring my body to the bank and be done with me. My God, that's a lot of work.
I love that. Wow. Okay, and that's not all. Okay. Also, I'm tired. I'm getting ready to.
Just getting tired listing them. Like.
I know. I
add that to the list.
I've been get tired listing them. That's on the list now. I am currently getting ready to make a live in studio of My Dad Died.
Which is filming your album. Just for other people who don't know.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the album I released in September. We're gonna do it in the studio and we're gonna film it. And
nice.
That means even more rehearsals with even more people.
Gulp.
Yeah.
Because
that's a cool plan.
Yeah, it's a really good thing to do, to make live in studio stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I'm very excited and a little nervous.
Jessica's job would make me so tired. Like, we were working together teaching this class of children earlier in the year, a songwriting class, and it was just like an hour. And we drove there and we taught, and then we went home, and oh my God, that class made me so tired because I'm still like pretty new at teaching kids, and so I was just like thinking so hard. How do I get through to these children?
At the same place, or
different place?
No, but different but similar. A nonprofit focusing on innovative ways to teach music and stuff. Jessica's got to do this every day. I went to Jessica's senior send-off bash, and she's got these students there, these little musicians. They're playing in their bands, and they're like so thoroughly mentored. She is mentoring them into like way past the dinking around phase. They're like really going for it. They're singing hard. They're playing hard. They're losing themselves to the music. The moment they own it, they gotta never let it go. And she's telling them, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to glow. And your opportunities like are plentiful, though. You make the space in your life. And you just gotta, have your favorite Italian homemade dish every night.
Right.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, the bands were really good, and there's a really good rapper who writes just like really good stuff, and I thought it was very cool. But also, it would make me so tired because she's like, okay, I'm gonna plug your thing in, and you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna plug your thing in. Okay, you guys gonna play for a while, really, really loud, and then you're gonna play in half an hour. We're gonna get you in there. Okay, you're gonna go in the studio with me, and you're gonna like, I'm gonna help you make beats, and then they're all being loud, and we're gonna do vocal warm-ups. She's gotta jump around, run around like a marionette attached to a freaking Honda Civic. They're going on the highway. They're going to work. They're living the middle-class dream. I tell you, it's not easy. And then she's got every day off is not a day off. That's her chance to do her own stuff. So how the heck are you supposed to have a sustainable life? How are we going to keep you around well into your 40s?
Yeah, I think it'd be really hard for me. But I think this summer is like a really different vibe. It's my first like time of not working since I've been working. And maybe actually having a day where I don't do the work things, like a book I really like that I've mentioned here in the past called Make Your Art No Matter What by Beth Pickens.
Right.
She recommends taking one day off, and it's like
a week.
Your day. Right. A week. And it's your day of rest, and it's your day of like recharging. And so when you come back with a little more steam. And oh man, I can't even imagine what it would be like if it was like domestic day, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll do the laundry. Oh, I'll get groceries. Oh, I'll ride my bike for as long as I want. I feel like I never do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Jessica has a kayak. Like
that's true.
I
haven't even brought it out this year.
There's fun things to do out there.
Drooling to bring it out.
I just feel like that is such an important thing, and it's so sad how difficult it is for us to have a day where we just like not only do nothing in terms of productivity and work, but feel okay about it. I've heard this from the people who have the 5 days on, 2 days off thing, which I'm new to, but I've been doing that. They say first day, Saturday, is just about recovering, and then Sunday is just about worrying about Monday. And I feel that, and so I think even outside of a musician career world life in this weird like fantasy we live in, it's something I think very true that's universal. It is quite difficult to have a meaningful day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
and
so.
It fills quickly with responsibilities also. You know, you got a dog you got to take care of. You got to, like I say, do your laundry. You got to do all the household stuff.
Got to jump hump my Mormon neighbors.
For example, yes.
It's busy season.
You're really funny today. You're really cracking me up.
So this is your ideal day off, Ben?
My ideal day off.
This is a work day.
So I find learning to be relaxing. And I think a lot of people actually find learning to be relaxing, because learning comes in many forms. It comes in tutorials and puzzles and learning a new game, rules to a new game, and then playing with your friends, or, you know, just opening up a page of some Chopin piano crap, which I would never do, by the way. It's too hard. But you just open up the page to something and then play it. And, you know, learning's pretty relaxing. There's not relaxing learning that you can do too. It depends how you do it. But for me, an ideal day off would be I spend a good amount of time like being curious about stuff and finding things out and trying things and not thinking this has to become a new video, this has to become a new album. And
I would imagine that's hard though if it's something musical. Like if you're learning, say you're learning a Chopin piece, that'd be a good video.
Yeah. Well, if you ever catch me learning a Chopin piece on piano, that means my ADHD ended. It's over.
I completely disagree. Watching you go through song by song learning everything in the real book over the past like 8 years.
I'm doing it the most like with the grain, easy. Like, so the thing about it is when you start coordinating your left hand and your right hand, that's the end for me. That, you know, that's like the milk don't smell right. So it's just, I'm trying to, I do the real book because it's nice. I just put my hands on the chords and I go do. And I usually play those out of time. I don't really learn them. I just kind of futz through them. And I think futzing through it is relaxing. Really learning it does become something else. It's meditative. It can be relaxing, but it's definitely not something I'm generally in the mood for. You start looking at some of the Chopin stuff. Left hands arpeggiating, right hands arpeggiating. They're not arpeggiating at the same time. You got to emphasize the melody with the dynamics. Oy vey. I used to do that stuff all the time, like in college on guitar. But I don't know. I'm just different now. I think it's just years of internet. Years and years. But I deleted Threads months ago, and I haven't gotten it back.
That's good.
Deleted Steam months ago, and I just downloaded Steam today. But it's not what you think. I'm not relapsing on Magic Online. I'm not relapsing on StarCraft. I'm not playing Half-Life 2. I'm going to learn about point-and-click adventure games so I can learn how to make them. But here's the thing.
Wait, so the games are happening?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't done it yet. I downloaded Steam, but I'm so hesitant because I have a bad feeling about this, and I'm thinking about it more. What I do want to do is copy adventure game aesthetics, but I don't know if I actually need to play adventure games to do that. I think I might be able to watch walkthroughs of adventure games.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because I'm finding myself to be already with Steam open. I'm like, ooh, if I just played Magic a little, I know what I need to do. I need to make a video each week. As long as I do that, I got time. Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, the new cards. There's new cards to look at.
Oh, no.
Speaking of days off, you could take a day off, play a game.
Well, then what will happen is there's this thing. It's like, you ever look in the mirror?
It's never just one day.
You ever you're like shaking your hands in the air in front of the mirror and moving your left arm, then your right arm, and the guy on the other side is the best at this, just like so in sync, and then you just like start noticing, wait, did he just miss one of these? I don't think so. And you keep going for a while. You're like, yeah, the mirror's working. This guy's awesome. And he's like, I'm pretty sure I just saw you slip up, but it's not happening now. I'm trying to get it to happen again, but it's not. I'm trying to be even more unpredictable. And it starts slipping again. And that's what happens when I play Steam. There's a version of me still playing Steam, still playing the game, while the rest of me has walked away from it and is doing music. My body will be like this, or I'm filming some shit, or I'm typing. But there's this other, the mirror of me, the one that I need him over here, but he's over there.
Doppelganger Ben.
Yep. Getting out of phase. I get out of phase. The same thing happens when I watch an addicting television show. I get all out of phase. And that mirror guy is hard to get back. It's like when your shadow gets sucked into the ground. Not good.
Uh-oh.
No games for Ben.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
But consider that a walkthrough. Like, if it's a game, could be a 50-hour walkthrough you gotta watch.
Well, I just need to grab the aesthetic and some of the writing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because my goal is to make fake, clips from a fake video game. Apparently, lots of people do this. They make fake games. They make manuals for fake games and stuff. And I had the idea to make my, as I've mentioned on the podcast before, Abraham circumcising God story on my second channel. And I did my burning bush, and then I did getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden with nothing but a revolver. I've done that now. And and so my next I'm thinking having a point and click phase would be cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I think just stylistically exciting. I like the game stuff you've been making in those videos, so
thanks.
I'd like to see more.
Thanks.
What
perfect day off would be learning new stuff and trying new stuff.
Nice.
What kind of software would you use for that?
Well, I try to do it in Blender, but I had the thought of learning a game engine there's an adventure game engine that it's like the Godot. I don't know how exactly to say it. I think Godot is a game engine. Yeah. And then they have a plugin that is just for making adventure games, which are these point and click games. with little text, and then you can click to go to the next room. Or
very old school Myst type of.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. There's a lot of narrative potential there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's mostly narrative on that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the gameplay other than clicking on interactables that'll narrate stuff for you?
You have to like find a lantern.
Right.
But yeah, it's true.
What about Mole
Hugo?
Mole Hugo has a similar trap as Mole Ben and Mole Jess, I think. More Mole Jess in that YouTube is looking mighty shiny today. And,
oh my God. It's always a lie.
It's always a lie, but it's always under the pretext, is that the right word, of like, oh, I could learn about this. I love learning a lot too. So it's like a little tutorial or like something music related that could be helpful to the project I'm working on right now. But then, it'll be just another video. And maybe I'll check that out too, because actually I need a bit more info about this that could help. So that's tricky. Days off don't happen much because they tend to be like, oh, I kind of messed up on those previous days by doing that. So
let
me do more of that.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like, okay, now I'll do it for real, and then you don't, and you're like, oh boy, it's even worse.
The tutorials, if this book I'm reading, because I can read again, there's this book called Harmonic Experience. It's a music theory book, and it's all about experiencing harmony while you're learning it, or as the way you learn it, rather than just thinking about harmony. And he says you can get only so far having the ideas in your brain. So if you're watching like a Photoshop tutorial, you can get somewhere, but there's a hard limit on how much you can learn from a tutorial without then actually going and using the workflow or whatever it is that you just were told about in the tutorial.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. But is it such a modern book that it references YouTube tutorials?
No, it references, because all of the teaching is playing in this book, like it's all hands-on. So it says if you just read what the exercises are, you will learn something.
Yeah.
But you have to do the exercise.
So what kind of exercises does it offer?
You get a drone going, and then we'll sing like an octave or a fifth or a major third. And there's different drones and you sing in just intonation. So you're trying to sing like a perfectly tuned fifth and a perfectly tuned third. And that's the point, is something cool happens when you sing in tune with a drone.
He's licking my toes.
Yeah, I'm not licking her toes. Our dog Hineni is licking her toes.
That's the footage for the Mole Music OnlyFans page.
Yeah, we've got another camera going here. Join our eventually OnlyFans.
It's just dog lick toes.
Yeah, and we have like a cool like heat sensing lamp thing. Like it's a heat sensing filter, so you can see like the trail of sludge wherever he licked. So it's like you see it dripping, and
nice.
It's hotter.
the most like sexy military technology we've ever stolen. But I'll tell you, the book is cool because when you look at noise, like the waveform for noise.
Yeah.
When you look at a waveform for noise, it's random, chaotic. It doesn't look like anything that our brains can catalog. Whereas like on an extreme opposite end, if you see like a triangle, you're like, there's a triangle. And the things that make waveforms look like triangles, and the things that make waveforms look like mandalas and like these recognizable geometries, is repetition, is like exact copies of the thing playing over and over again, and we recognize patterns. And in tune intervals beat in a harmonious pattern that if you saw the air and you see the waveforms, like especially when the waveforms are shown in a circle instead of a line.
Oh yeah.
You see all these like cool geometrical patterns, and so it's the premise of the book is that you can build an intuition for how harmony feels. Like if I played a major third, before you'd have to think major third, you'd probably just feel major third because you're familiar with major third.
Right.
You get that kind of intuitive, like, I just feel what chord this is from this book. That's the goal. And I feel this mode. Like, ooh, I just felt a Lydian thing happening. Oh, I felt a flat 2 major 7 appear. And you can get it, you know, we all have some version of this that we already have going on.
Yeah.
But probably there's lots of holes in it. And this is trying to like build like a nice
kind of a
holistic foundation there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So is it mostly about ear training and integrating that into ear feeling?
Yeah, and ear training being the way you learn theory. So it's like building all the different types of chords and the different modes and the different. That's about all I know so far because I haven't skimmed the end or anything. But it'll teach you the modes, it'll teach you the chords, but through singing.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's a really good book. Really good.
So good recommendation as
Harmonic Experience.
A day off.
Yeah.
Activity.
It's a good day off activity. I would say if you've never learned anything about acoustics, it might be a bit of a difficult read. Like if you don't know what the overtone series is, like you don't have to remember what the overtone series numbers are. He explains that, but like if the first time you've ever been exposed to some of the science of sound is through this book, it's probably better to read his book about the science of sound first, or maybe just watch Andrew Wong's really good video about the overtone series. And I think you'll be ready because that's a really good video.
Yeah.
It really works. Yep. So you just went on a vacation for 10 days.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, wow.
And now you have to get back into your work life, which involves making music, teaching.
Yep.
What's that like?
Well, getting back into it is hard because you have to find that flow again. You have to get used to, like I said, how does one guitar? How does one get into that flow state that we so desperately crave all the time? So that's interesting because also, you know, you're kind of processing things that happened during your holiday, and maybe you need a break from your holiday to holiday your holiday and then go back to work.
Yeah, our friends will do a weekend after their holiday, and
oh, that's smart.
I think that's really like needed because it is like kind of like you feel like so unregulated just jumping back into everything. When you're tired and your things are not unpacked yet, and you just like your head is like off.
Yeah. Especially if you have to drive or take a plane or a train from the thing that you did for your vacation back home, because just the travel makes everything feel weird for me. I remember when we would do Bent Knee Tour, we'd be on tour for like 3 weeks or something, and then we would have our last show in New York, and we're like, you know what, we might as well just go home after this show. But, you know, it's the last night of tour, so we're saying goodbye to everybody, and there's lots of
it's getting later
photographs and packing and final.
And Denny's dinner after.
Maybe we all go to dinner after.
IHOP.
At IHOP or Denny's or Danny's. And then we go, then we finally get in the car, and we're, you know, heading back at like 3 a.m. We're heading back to 4 hours away. You know, Boston, whatever. But we also have to drop off the rental car, unload the merch into the storage space.
Yeah.
And you're just getting up, you're getting home, and the light is coming out from the sky. Yeah. And that's when you're going to bed, and you're telling me you're going to
do something the
next
day.
Not be incredibly depressed for a week after that.
Well, so especially after touring, you're going to be pooped.
Yeah, it's not a vacation. That's true.
Yeah. I like this this old like saying that like it happened when people started traveling faster through like horse, and then through like a horse and carriage, and it was like your soul has to like catch up with you. And I felt like that was just so true after a tour, like after going to all these different places, and then like you're kind of just a shell of yourself, like just like and then
right,
there's my soul again. It caught up.
There's such a meta cognitive process to recognizing your soul is gone. Like you don't know until it comes back usually. But yesterday I was walking Hineni in a very, very sparse environment. There was no one around. I couldn't see a car, a person, nobody doing nothing. And sometimes in those circumstances, I'll ask Hineni to sit, and then I'll go to the other side of the field and I'll call him. He'll run real fast all the way to me. And it's great exercise, and he gets a chance to like not be on the leash for a second. It's not like he's not on the leash. He's just running. He's coming to me with his leash dragging behind,
Yeah.
I've done that so many times. I only do it when no one's around. No one.
Yeah.
But everything changed yesterday because I did that.
Out of the bushes.
A guy comes out of the bushes. That's right. Bush boy. And Hineni starts running towards him, which is not good. And I was like, okay. I was like, come. I was like, drop it. I was like, this way. I was like, mommy. And then I was like, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 worked. Because I say 1, 2, 3 before I give him his food every day. So that's what. And by the way, future doggy owners out here, anyone who's looking to eventually doggy,
or if you have a doggy.
Fuck, that's a good point. Or if you have a damn doggy right now, I recommend. And you know, you can trust me because I'm a musician. I recommend before, right as you give your doggy their food, you have a special word or something. And that way you can scream it in this emergency circumstance, and they'll be like, "Oh, dinner." So anyway, it worked, and that was fine.
It's a good trick.
But my soul was on the other side of the field. I was just like, brain was like, that was scary, bad. And then, I'm like, wow, good job, Hineni. You came to me. I love you, big boy. The Bushman, actually, at this point, grew up real fast. It's beautiful. Bushman starts walking towards me, and he seems like he's just going to want to come and say hi to my doggy, which, lots of doggies are cool with that.
Yeah.
But Hineni would most likely be cool with it, but I don't know exactly what this guy's going to do, and there are certain ways to improperly greet Hineni where he won't like your vibe because maybe you are violating his personal space, or
you remind him of
someone who hurt him.
Yeah.
And so the guy's like, I'm friendly if you're friendly, walking towards us. And I was like, we're not friendly. My soul's not here anymore at this point. So I'm like turning around, and Hineni and I are running. We're running away from this guy like, And I just think of how many people I've interacted with like that in the last 3 years or whatever, 2 years.
Where you're just like, no.
I'm just like, get away from us.
Especially screaming, we're not friendly. And then just
we're not friendly. I've done that so many times now, like in different circumstances.
Yeah.
One time, the worst one, So, all right. So 2-part story with this one. This one's funny, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So one time we were walking our doggy in this place that's adjacent to a golf course, and there's a golf man, and the golf man's wearing a salmon-colored golf shirt, and he's on his phone yelling at someone. He gets off his phone, and he takes a look at the way we're walking our dog, and he's like, "That dog's walking you. You think you're walking that dog? That dog's walking you." And then at this point in time, Hineni was like really scared of people. So Hineni's like, "What's up with this guy? What the fuck?" And I was like not saying anything because I didn't want to like acknowledge this guy saying that. It was annoying me. And then also I didn't want to lose focus on Hineni. So I was just focused on doggy and his emotions and trying to get him back. And then the guy looks at Hineni and goes, "Boo!" And Hineni goes, "This fucking guy." And he was right that time, Hineni was right that time. So anyway, that's the context. So that's just to set the stage for that experience was at this place next to the golf course. Another time I'm at this place next to the golf course. And this was at the height of my paranoia and my "we're not friendly" running away level of activity, I guess. And so I'm there with Hineni, and Hineni poops, and then I pick up his poop, and then a guy gets out of his car and he says, "Buddy," and it's another golf guy, and I was like, "Buddy, don't come here." And then the guy's just walking straight towards me like Terminator, and I was like, "Don't come any closer." And he's like walking straight at me, not even like acknowledging what I said. And I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then he walks right on by. Like, I think I was 100% paranoid. I think that there was ghost thinking in my brain. Like I don't think I was seeing reality. I think this person got out of his car and he might have said that to someone else. Buddy, and he wasn't really looking at me, and I don't know what the heck was going on in my head. But you can hallucinate. Shit. Hallucination happens. Yeah. We all know
of course,
this. Yeah. So I think I was just experiencing psychosis in that moment.
Maybe, I mean, it's easy to get confused, and especially like when you have a big fear. I think you like expect it to happen more. Yeah. But Hugo, do you think from your trip, do you think your soul's back? When you think it's coming back? If it's not back,
who knows? Who knows when it'll be back?
Okay. Yeah. Well,
no, this
cool
weekend was good.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
So
you're pretty cool as soulless Hugo. I just wanted to say.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Maybe I'll keep it this way then.
No soul. Get rid of your soul.
Yeah, there's something about your soul that's just a little too happy. My least favorite sound in this world is you laughing.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That's something our friend Josh, Josh Friedman, he pointed it out once. It was a very funny observation. It's true. When people are like, "Ugh, that person's laugh is so annoying."
Oh yeah.
It means that the sound of them enjoying life bothers you. Like that's the ultimate incompatibility.
Yeah.
Like, I love her, but her laugh drives me nuts.
Oh boy.
Could you just not laugh? When you smile, your teeth are wrong.
I literally thought about someone's laugh that annoyed me during holiday.
Wow.
Yeah. And I hadn't considered that, but yeah, that puts a new perspective on it for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's like a very like Seinfeld kind of mindset. I feel
could you not laugh?
Yeah, like it's like the one thing like wrong with this person.
Yeah, like exactly. And I'm gonna be spending like a little under a week staying at Hugo's place.
That's true.
And I'm pretty sure my laugh won't bother you. You've heard that a lot. I think my ass will bother you. I think my stinky body's gonna be a issue, buddy.
We do have a shower, luckily.
Yeah,
I'll think about it. You can hit the shower.
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it.
I will bring deodorant. I'm a professional.
Very good.
Wow, look at that spider on the ceiling.
Wow.
Well, in previous episode, Adam recommended some soap also. So
Yeah, I humor our guests with my agreeable nature, but I actually don't use soap and won't use soap because it's made from it's secretly made.
You think that's a poison spider?
No, it's just very interesting.
Are you sure?
Well, we got brown recluse.
We need the spider
got
cam
Black
right
Widow.
now.
Those are the ones you're supposed to worry about.
I don't know what brown recluse looks like.
Well, that one doesn't look brown enough. I think brown recluse don't look that. So just so everyone's sufficiently entertained with this content, there's a spider, and it don't look too brown. It looks... Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I haven't seen that one much. But we remember how exotic our spiders were last year?
Yeah.
We had a lot of spiders in the backyard.
Mm.
What did you say, Hugo?
It's a 50-50 on poisonous.
I think the odds are better than that.
Okay.
There's just so few.
Well, it could end up being a very exciting episode if the spider drops down.
I got poison ivy, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm handling it well.
Good job.
So everybody at home, so all like when I get a rash, if I take a super hot shower with the rash, it feels like an orgasm localized to where the rash is. It's a cool feature I have.
Nice.
And so there's all this temptation to put my poison ivy rash in hot water, but I'm smarter than my body. I'm not doing it because it will spread. What happens is the hot water makes it feel as if it stimulates it just like as if you were itching it and scratching it.
Right.
That's what makes these things spread because they get all...
I think it's like blood flow too.
Yeah. And so
does it? Yeah.
I just want everyone to know while this spider is getting closer and closer, if this spider bites me, I'm not going to use hot water to elicit a spider bite orgasm.
Okay.
At least I won't plan on it.
And we'll report back in 2 weeks if any spider senses started tingling.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be... That's the kind of Spider-Man I would be. Just a guy who gets bit by a spider and takes hot showers. And I guess in a sense I am Spider-Man, as long as I get bit. We're working on it.
Hi, handsome.
Yep.
I get this cute little guy.
Food for a sequel.
Yeah, we got Hinani here. He's our dog. He's just got him
cute.
2 years ago.
We just got him.
How do you guys get back into it though? So you've been on tour or you've been on a holiday, and then what? Then you're sitting in front of the computer and you're like, oh God, what now?
Yeah. Well, Ben Morning is one approach.
Right.
It is helpful to have a thing that's due for real soon.
Yep.
But that's...
Oh, that made me think of another thing on my list.
You tell us.
I'm going to finish a music video that I directed and co-wrote for Kit O'Ryan back 2 years ago. We filmed it with the whole crew, and it's amazing. And the footage looks so good, and it's been really, just taken a lot of, outside things to get, the song had to get finished before I finished the music video. And that only happened, a month ago, 2 months ago. So I edited it, and now guess what? I gotta animate it. I gotta add little animations before the end of the month. So
that's really
a lot of work.
That's in 5 days.
Gotta get that going ASAP.
Wow. As your supportive husband, I am doubtful that you will succeed. No, I'm just kidding. You can do it. It's very hard though.
We should call this the spider episode.
Got so much going on.
This is the spider episode.
Wait, let's I'll do the thumbnail. Hugo, you look up 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
We all looked up for the people who just listened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed with podcasts that I like to listen to is that eventually the fans make a bingo card for the podcast.
Yes.
They're like this. They always say this or they always say that, and I think us looking at the spider would be a cool recurring thing if we just let that spider chill and it becomes our friend. And
just at the start of every episode, let a spider loose, and
Yeah, and then everyone will win at Game Boy.
Yep.
Or Bingo.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow, they should make Bingo for Game Boy. Does anyone even play Bang Boy now that there's Switch?
I'm sure there's people playing Bang Boy. There's got to be people playing Bang Boy.
I feel like
I mean, people are playing Bang Bros all the time.
Yeah, which is Brazzers is free now. But I feel like if the I don't you know what, I don't want to bring publicity to Brazzers with like just just like that.
Yeah.
I don't think Brazzers.
Now you got to take from them again.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm not sure that Brazzers is endorsement worthy.
Yeah,
I haven't looked into it, but doesn't it give you?
Yeah.
I'm vibed by it.
Yeah, same.
Bit too formal of a business model, which could be good though. There could be good contracts.
It'd be good for them.
We don't have to get into it.
We don't.
No.
Nope.
But we already started talking about it. I don't understand.
Well, speaking of bingo, we have one that we got to take off.
What's that?
Hey.
Yes.
That was great.
Time for show and tell.
Show and tell.
The part
Let's do.
of the
Go
pod
ahead.
where we show and tell about
That's a
something
good
we've been
idea.
working on. Ben, do you want to start?
I have a new account on a cool website that's free now. And it used to cost money, but it's not very. I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm just kidding. I was going back to Brazzers because Hugo perfectly transitioned us out of that.
Yes.
But then I was thinking, ooh,
Let's get.
You got
let's
it.
just ruin the great.
Oh my God.
Let's ruin the great work of all our friends.
Damn.
Okay, show and tell.
That's how they grow.
My 19th out of 20 videos in a row is coming out on Tuesday, and that will be the past when you hear this, but it's the one about the Pythagorean theorem and using it to build polymeters, and it's called Math Rock Using High School Math.
It slaps. I really love it.
That's a really cool concept.
I'm curious in the future when this comes out, I'm curious how it went, because I have a feeling that this video is going to be really well received because we got some cool musical results.
Yeah.
You say we.
So,
Is there
well,
a guess?
actually, I am talking about me and Pythagoras. Yeah.
That is the sickest collab ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe you should change the thumbnail.
No. We worked hard on this thumbnail. We even had a
it's
marriage,
very good.
like a couple argument over it.
That's true.
That's how much we cared about this one.
Yeah. We wanted to get it right.
Yeah. But I made this thumbnail. I thought it was my best thumbnail ever. And then she didn't like it. And that was
Oof.
too much for my little boy brain to take.
I was pretty brutal. I was like, oh, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not good.
Yeah.
And I could have been more human in that moment.
And I
For
could have
sure.
been more. I could have been less human. Yeah, so we ended up with a great thumbnail, though. The process works. And that video is number 19 out of 20.
Wow.
So my 20th video it's a mystery, but my 20th video might be out when this comes out, too. And the what's the big prize when I finish number 20?
We're gonna go to is it Shabu Shabu?
A hot pot restaurant.
Restaurant.
We're going to a hot pot restaurant.
I couldn't remember if it was the deli or if it's
Well, if the deli's open, I will not be waiting. I won't be like getting that every 20 videos.
Yeah.
There's a vegan deli opening in Providence.
We can't wait.
Yeah. It's called Providence Vegan Deli. And there's a
Catchy name, though.
Yeah. There's a vegan ice cream store attached to it called Like No Other. And
Nice.
that combo of a really good sandwich and really good ice cream in the summer,
Vegan ice cream.
I think I'll go there once every other week.
I think we're gonna be broke because we're gonna be going there all the time.
I get one sandwich free a month, though,
That's
because I supported their Kickstarter.
You
Oh,
already
nice.
paid.
But I was thinking of not actually using the perk to support the business, but
we'll go together.
The money got tight and we started a fight and we just didn't count on the tears. Oy vey. That's why, unfortunately, we probably will be using our free sandwich coupon. But
well, I mean, you supported the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You got it for a reason.
Yeah. It's going to be a great coupon to have. Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to eating those sandwiches. But for the number 20 video, we're going to hot pot.
Nice.
We put all the vegetables in the middle. They get hot. We eat them.
What's the plan after, though? Like, you've done 20. Is it time to move on, or is it time for the next 20? And then another hot pot?
Good question.
So this is something that I'm kind of scared of. But I think I'm going to keep doing this till November.
Okay.
And the reason I thought of that is because, first of all, my longest streak ever was like January to August 2020. And that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
That period is the time of most artistic and business growth in my life.
Right.
That had to do with the pandemic. That had to do with all the time and the fact that I already lived in front of my computer at home, and I, just like everyone else being in that situation just meant I was all the more useful at that moment. But my theory is, if I can keep this up for all the way to November, I will learn something along the way that will change my life. I just have a feeling I will learn. I have no idea what this is going to be, but it's going to be something really important. And I might learn that I just don't want to do YouTube. But I am optimistic that what I'll learn instead is a new style or a new thing about music that, like the Bass 6 video, for instance, that I did. Huge. If there was one video from this first 20 that changed my life in this way, it was figuring out the Bass 6 video and then immediately writing an album with that instrumentation. So I'm just feeling if I could go all the way to November, that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 11 months.
Did you start in January this year?
I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But I started at the end, like the late middle. Mm-hmm. Late January, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, if I can get 11 months through, that'll be sick. Also, course sales have gone up from
that's awesome.
Constantly reminding people that I have them.
Of course.
So when I make a new course, which I probably will not do this year because it's an insane undertaking.
Maybe you will in December.
Maybe I will in December. And then when I have the new course and I come back after a month off, and I'm so good at making videos because I've just done it so much. I'm just so good at it, and I learned my big lesson.
Yeah.
I'll probably sell that course way more than I would if I didn't do this, because I will be like, first of all, the course will probably be super relevant to my audience because I'll have learned that much more about what they're wondering about.
Right.
And second of all, I'll have this whole wow, I've been hearing about all these other courses for so long and I didn't hear about a single new one, and now there's a new one and all that stuff. Yeah. So that's my show and tell, is number 19, and number 20 is probably out actually when this comes out too.
Congrats on number 20.
Wow.
Yes.
You did it.
I feel like just because it is amazing and it will become normal going all the way to November, I feel like we should have every 10 we do something special or something like that. It's a good idea. Just to keep you going.
Definitely.
Because it is amazing.
I burnt out so hard 2 weeks ago, by the way, and yeah, luckily somehow I got out of that. But yeah, it felt like a close one. I was like,
just like a dip or
ultra burnt out. Well, I I just got like no more ideas and really didn't feel like doing the videos and was pushing like making them later and later and then going into the weekend and not getting any space from them and then like being real, they weren't performing as well as the ones before them, and it was like 3 in a row or something. Yeah. And that does affect you no matter how good you are at this.
Of course.
I'm definitely stronger at that than I was ever before, but it's like if you're getting burnt out on the making of them and then you're not getting the results from a business standpoint, it starts to feel like, wow, I'm putting all my energy into making this content about music, and that's not working. What if I was just making music? Would that work? And I don't want to discourage anyone from trying that, but that is much harder than what I'm doing with YouTube, trying to make money from your albums.
Also, we did talk about you doing every other week.
We did, and then I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because
you got better.
Pythagorean theorem idea came out into my head.
Yeah. Do you think you see that as an option in the future as we go from 20 to however many until November?
Yes, because I don't want to quit. And yeah, you have to have a plan. So yeah, if I start really burning out, I'll do once every other week. But that way it's not just stopping. It's like, okay.
You just get time.
Yeah. I can't imagine a whole week of not making a video. That would be the most open week ever, because everything else has fallen by the wayside because I've focused on this so much.
Right. I mean, you were like, what am I even going to do this weekend? And you took a walk. You finished your video early. You took a 3-hour walk and you were like all jazzed up. That was a cool thing that you did.
It was difficult to... This is exactly what this podcast is about today. Mm-hmm. It was difficult for me to enjoy that, but I did feel good. I read a book.
I
read it.
You've been reading.
I finished a book.
Yeah.
Nice.
First time in 8 years, I read a science fiction book called Blind Sight, which I could show and tell that too, but I won't.
Sure.
But it was great, and I recommend it, especially because we're both. All of us are twin. Jessica's reading it. That's why I'm saying both, because I'm talking to you, Hugo, because she's already on board.
Oops.
I know what you
Still
like.
got to sell me on it.
I know what you like. I got one word for you. I got half a word for you. I'll give you the whole first word. Twin.
Okay.
And then I'll give you
I'm listening.
2 words. Twin Peaks. Now, I'll give you 3 words. If Twin Peaks. And I'll give you 4 words. If you Twin Peaks. And I'll give you 5 words. If you like Twin Peaks.
Yes.
I'll give you 6 words. If you really like Twin Peaks, I'll give you 7 words. If you might really like, or if you really like Twin Peaks,
then
you
maybe
might like this. You might like this. I think you'll like it. I'll tell you why, because it's good.
Okay. Just on the basis that it's good. I'll take it.
Exactly. It's not like Twin Peaks because it is really sci-fi, whereas Twin Peaks is really fantasy, and I think that that is a huge deal. Like that distinction actually is a big deal, and then we can get into that sometime.
Next episode.
But like fantasy spookiness feels really different than sci-fi spookiness.
Right.
But like the thing that's so cool about Twin Peaks at the end of the day is it's a world and you don't really never seen a world like it. And the way that you move through that world is really special. And the way that you can move through the world of Blind Sight is very special. So I give it a good review and 0 spoilers.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
I read it.
I'm proud of you.
Is it big?
Yeah. It's not too...
It's like an 11-hour audiobook.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty.
It came out in 2006, but it feels like it came out tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's a good way to put it.
It's so relevant.
Yeah.
For my show and tell, I'm not going to tell you too much, but I'm back from a holiday, and I'm reconnecting with what I like about music and all that. And we've talked about this before, but maybe I'm going to commit to an album. And so I'm starting to plan out a little bit of things of like, what do I actually like? What do I want an album to be? What colors should it have? What timbres? And slowly gathering bits and pieces and figuring out a few different concepts I could follow with that. And I have a mutual friend with you that might also do a thing. And we'll have each other to kind of like spar with that along the journey.
That's exciting.
And hope to finish it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So it should be fun. Should be exciting.
That's excellent.
That's fabulous.
I like that you're taking the time to collect like a vocabulary for the album and find the sound. It's nice that you let yourself do that instead of rushing through the research phase, the R&D phase.
Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant with it because at the same time, like we've talked about also on the podcast, like I want to do YouTube videos, and maybe I should take the approach not of an album but do singles and then like song, video, and take that approach. But I feel like an album would probably make more cohesive work at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I've learned this year from releasing an album after releasing several EPs in a row that people still care a lot more about albums. There's like, I think you'd expect people not to care, but the kinds of people who pay attention to what we do care. And it creates a strong like flag in the ground of like, this is the sound of this year. So that is not me trying to get you to do it though, because I think you should go, there's Hineni.
Hey.
You should go with the thing that is most exciting to you. But if you're thinking from like a business standpoint, like would singles work better? Would an EP work better? I'm like unintuitively, I think actually an album is really good for business.
Oh, interesting. Because that was actually one of the main reasons why I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this, because I really need to get my YouTube channel going for, my teaching and all that.
Yeah. Well,
but
that is an interesting little puzzle.
I mean, there's also the thing where like you can do an album and still treat every song as like a video.
Yes, you totally can.
That's true. The puzzle is, how do you do more than one thing at a time?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Oh boy.
You could also make 2 EPs that connect somehow, that are like, to be like really, really cliche of it, like the dark side and the light side.
Right.
Like an eclipse, or something.
Yeah.
But that idea of, just like creating a real momentous work that you can really sink your teeth into and think about, I think people are looking for that. And I also feel that singles are logistically uninspiring because they imply playlists. So like when singles come out, if you just like click the single and listen to it, and then now the song's done, you have to go click another song, that's not really as cool as like turning an album on. So what people end up doing is they stick singles into playlists.
Right.
And so now you're just there in some random experience, like all jumbled up. And albums, people experience them randomly too. Different speakers, different order. They might not listen to every song. They might playlist, whatever. It still happens. But at least you have this control of saying, here's where the frame is. Yeah. Whereas with singles, it's like, here's Caroline Polachek, here's Justice Cow, and then here's Paul McCartney. It's like, what? No. Paul McCartney? Get out of here.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. If it ends up being single YouTube videos, that's cool, but then what do you do at the end of it? Like an album, you still have a clear purpose for it afterwards.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by YouTube videos? Like, were you thinking of music videos?
No, even just doing tutorials around things I've discovered, writing the song maybe or something.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's smart.
But then it's like, it feels more like it's geared towards the video at the end of the day, and not like it'll be a song afterwards that'll live a life of its own, which an album more clearly would to me.
Yeah, I think if I were putting on my YouTube hat all the way here, there's almost nothing you couldn't wrangle into a video. But some topics are difficult to portray. For instance, you might want to like show some rhythm concept from it, and it might be better if you have a real drummer play it, you know. And so like there are ways to get people really excited about your concept that are kind of costly sometimes. I don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking of that one example because like if like for my new album, I want to make videos for it too, and I'm going to do music videos, but I want to make a video for my main channel that kind of like talks about the Bass 6 concept more. And one of the things that is really different about Bass 6 concept now versus before is now I have a live drummer involved. So I would definitely want to like go and set that all up and get
do it for real.
Yeah, that's why I thought of that example.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think any concept probably could be wrangled into a video, and you also don't have to adequately promote the album. I'd say 3 videos or one really slamming like basically 3 videos gives you a chance of one of them doing extra well. Whereas like if you just do one, it's like I hope that one.
Right, it's all your eggs in one basket.
You know,
also.
yeah. I hope it's that one. You know, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How long would an album be? What does that mean to you?
Well, that remains to be seen, but I'd say typically 10 to 12 songs ish.
That's long.
Yeah.
You think?
But also correct. It depends if they're like 4-minute songs or 2-minute songs.
Sure.
I'm like a 30 minutes guy these days for an album. That's like my album.
Oh, that feels a little bit short to me.
Yeah.
For an album.
I get that.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my 10-song Bass 6 album is about 30 minutes long.
Funny.
10 schlongs. And the thing is, they're really short songs.
3 minutes each?
Yeah.
And you could argue maybe they should be longer, but I wouldn't.
Then they can listen
they're
twice.
Just right. They're getting mixed this week.
Nice.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I've already showed and told a lot I blew my load.
You blew your load at the top, and now I'm sitting here on my back waiting for you to get it up again.
Jesus.
Okay. but
But that's true. Yeah, you had a long list of current projects.
I have so many things going on. I am still working on the Sufjan video. I have borrowed a banjo from the studio to film myself playing banjo. I have a big part of this video that is tricky on top of just myself having trickiness is collaboration and setting deadlines and things for other people. But even with that, I've gotten a lot of that footage back, a lot of that recording back already, and for my Sufjan video. But I think that it's like I'm just juggling a lot of stuff, and I think I'm like shifting gears into getting ready for that live in studio. That's going to be good. I have some shows coming up in the summer, and I'm going to be doing a lot of YouTube in the summer. So I feel extra cool because I feel like this weekend making this music video, working on it yesterday and today, doing a big thing right before we filmed this that I've been putting off a long time has really like put a lot of momentum in my Jessica Can Work Hard. Mole Jessica Can Work Hard on things. And I'm feeling like pretty, I'm getting ready for this big summer change where my job is on pause for several months and my time is open. And I think I think it's going to be a wild time, but Ben morning, the last couple mornings has been clutch. And I really like it, and it helps.
You're still keeping it up?
My brain. I mean, no, but I did it the last 2 days, and it was great.
You can always jump
really
back in and try Ben Morning. You don't have to do Ben Morning every day. You can just be like, this would be a good Ben Morning day.
Yeah, I think it's a Ben Morning.
Hi, folks, I'm Ben from Ben Morning. I just want to remind people that's my morning routine, where as soon as you get up, you just start working on your thing. And then about 2 hours later, you realize where you are. And then you have your breakfast. And then you go outside. And then you pee-pee. Pee-pee actually before you go.
Yeah, you pee-pee poo-poo whenever you have to.
Yeah, you don't have to hold in your pee.
I actually saw that was one of the comments on the video. So wait, the routine is just starting first thing in the morning?
Yep.
I thought that was so funny.
That's right.
Somebody really waiting.
Is that our first?
The special
oh yes, I'm finally learning the secrets of Ben Levin. I'm gonna be just like him.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm gonna go over it. See, do we have any other questions we can answer?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna just browse a little on the Mole Music comments and see what we got. But that's funny. Yeah,
Digging for content.
If you're really looking with self-help and stuff like that, if you really want to help yourself, usually the solution's going to be something simple and not what you would elaborate into a whole book. Let's see. So I'm here looking at the Mole Music comments, and we got, so what was the morning routine? Just start first thing in the morning? Yes, that's right. So I think that was our first question. Feel free to ask questions, because I'm pretty sure we're going to answer them. Yep. That's what we're going to do. So
there was a suggestion for us to talk more about David Lynch in an episode.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, there was that.
That might be a fun episode.
Yeah, we could go all the way into what we
God.
learned from David Lynch and that mindset and how much it's rippled through. Because for me, David Lynch is, it's like a way of thinking about art. And it's really been hugely good for me.
Yep.
It's been helpful.
Same.
Exactly.
It's been amazing. It's been hard to express to people who don't know David Lynch, just how important it is and how different it is. It's
how hard it is to find.
It just keeps making you think about it all the time,
but not in a cliffhanger way.
You're trying to figure it out, I feel. And it's just this mental exercise that I am so unfamiliar with, but I welcome with open arms. It's so cool. We have a lot to say.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that's it.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.